Welcome to a space of thought, reflection, and mastery. In a world filled with noise, distractions, and fleeting connections, finding wisdom that stands the test of time is rare. But you are here, seeking more than the ordinary, searching for insights that go beyond the surface. Welcome to a place where philosophy meets power, where ancient wisdom blends seamlessly with modern reality, and where you learn to master not just the world, but yourself. This is more than just another space on the internet. This is a journey into the depths of the mind, the art of control, and the quiet strength of resilience. Through the lens of Stoicism, psychology, and timeless strategies, you will uncover the tools to navigate relationships, challenges, and personal growth with an unshakable mindset. Here, we don't just talk about life, we master it. Every lesson, every thought, and every strategy is designed to sharpen your perception, elevate your confidence, and give you the power to walk through life with purpose. So, whether you seek wisdom, clarity, or the ability to stand strong in the face of adversity, you are in the right place. Welcome to a world where knowledge is power, silence speaks volumes, and true strength comes from within. Number 1. A subtle invitation into her thoughts. I hope your dreams are as interesting as the conversations we still have left to have. Who knows? Maybe you'll visit me in one of them tonight. This message is more than just a simple good night wish. It's a masterful blend of intrigue, playfulness, and psychological connection. At its core, it subtly suggests that your conversations are far from over, leaving an open-ended invitation for future discussions. This creates a feeling of anticipation, making her wonder what else is left to explore between the two of you. The brilliance of this message lies in its dual-layered meaning. On one level, it's a thoughtful and light-hearted goodnight text that makes her smile. On a deeper level, it plants the idea that your connection is meaningful and unfinished. By framing your conversations as ongoing and interesting, you are reinforcing the idea that she should look forward to talking to you again. This subconscious seed makes it harder for her to forget you, as her mind starts associating you with engaging and enjoyable exchanges. Then, there's the playful suggestion, "Who knows? Maybe you'll visit me in one of them tonight." This subtle yet effective line plays on curiosity and the power of suggestion. Psychologically, when you tell someone to think about something, they often do. In this case, you are indirectly inviting her subconscious to include you in her dreams. Even if she doesn't actually dream about you, she will likely wake up remembering your message and wondering about the possibility. What makes this message work so well is that it's both charming and effortless. It doesn't demand attention, yet it lingers in her mind. It's neither overly flirtatious nor too casual. It strikes the perfect balance, making her think of you in a way that feels natural and enjoyable. This approach creates an emotional connection without being overbearing. Unlike generic goodnight messages that fade into the background, this one sets you apart. It gives her something to reflect on as she drifts off to sleep, ensuring that even in her moments of rest, you remain present in her thoughts. If you want to make an impression that lasts beyond the day, this is the kind of message that does it. It's clever, engaging, and leaves her looking forward to the next conversation, perhaps even the next dream where you just might make an appearance. Number 2. The power of subtle influence. Sleep well, but I warn you, if you remember me too much tomorrow, you'll know we did something right. This message is playful, intriguing, and psychologically strategic. It works because it subtly implants the idea that if she thinks about you the next day, it's not just a coincidence. It's because something special is happening between you two. The genius of this approach is that it makes her more aware of her own thoughts and emotions without you explicitly stating anything. At first glance, it seems like a light-hearted good night wish. However, beneath the surface, It's a well-crafted psychological trigger. By framing the possibility of her remembering you as something natural yet meaningful, you create a self-fulfilling prophecy. The moment she catches herself thinking about you the next day, she'll recall your message, and that realization strengthens your presence in her mind. This message also introduces a sense of playful mystery. The phrase, "You'll know we did something right," leaves room for interpretation. What exactly did you do right? Was it the conversation, the chemistry, or just your undeniable charm? She will start replaying moments in her mind, searching for the reason why you're still lingering in her thoughts. This introspection deepens her emotional engagement with you without her even realizing it. Additionally, there's a touch of flirtation that keeps things exciting. Instead of being overly direct, you leave just enough ambiguity to make her curious. This approach makes her more likely to respond the next day, perhaps jokingly admitting that she did think about you, or even asking what exactly you meant. Either way, it keeps the conversation going and strengthens your connection. The key to this message's success is that it doesn't ask her to think about you, it suggests it in a way that feels natural. Unlike generic goodnight texts that fade into the background, this one actively engages her mind and emotions. It's a subtle game of psychology that works in your favor, making her associate you with curiosity, intrigue, and fun. If your goal is to leave a lasting impression and stay on her mind even when you're not around, this is the kind of message that does the job effortlessly. It's simple yet powerful, ensuring that even in her moments of rest, you remain an unforgettable presence in her thoughts. Number 3. The art of planting a thought. Good night. I don't know why, but I have a feeling you'll dream about me tonight. Let me know tomorrow if I'm right. This message is a masterstroke of psychology and playfulness, subtly embedding yourself in her subconscious before she even falls asleep. It works by using suggestion, one of the most powerful tools in human interaction. Without directly asking her to think about you, you plant the idea that she might dream about you, making it more likely that she actually will. At first, it seems like a casual, confident remark, but in reality, it sets the stage for her to anticipate seeing you in her dreams. Why? Because the human mind tends to focus on what it has been primed to expect. By making this statement, you create a light but effective psychological nudge. When she lays her head on the pillow, she might unconsciously reflect on your words, increasing the chances of you appearing in her thoughts. Beyond psychology, the message carries an air of mystery and charm. The phrase, "I don't know why," makes it seem spontaneous, as if you're simply voicing an intuitive feeling rather than making a calculated move. This relaxed confidence is attractive because it feels natural and effortless rather than forced. The second part, "Let me know tomorrow if I'm right," is where the magic happens. This gives her a reason to reach out to you the next day, keeping the conversation alive without you having to initiate. If she dreams about you, she'll be intrigued. If she doesn't, she might still play along and respond out of curiosity. Either way, you've created a loop that extends beyond a single message, ensuring that you remain on her mind. The beauty of this approach is that it feels playful rather than overly forward. You're not making a direct request or pressuring her into responding. Instead, you're engaging in a fun, flirtatious game that sparks curiosity. Even if she doesn't dream about you, the very act of thinking about your message before falling asleep strengthens her association of you with late-night thoughts, something that can naturally build attraction over time. In essence, this message is simple yet effective. It combines psychology, charm, and a touch of humor to make you unforgettable. By the time morning comes, she won't just be waking up to a new day, she'll be waking up with you in mind. Number 4. A subtle invitation into her subconscious. I hope you rest well and have beautiful dreams. but if I happen to be in them, let me know tomorrow. This message is the perfect blend of warmth, charm, and playful curiosity. It starts with a genuinely kind sentiment, wishing her a restful night and beautiful dreams. This establishes a caring, thoughtful tone, something that makes the message feel personal rather than just another good-night text. But the second part? That's where the magic happens. By adding, "But if I happen to be in them, let me know tomorrow," you introduce an element of mystery and suggestion. It's a light-hearted way to plant the idea of you in her subconscious before she drifts off to sleep. Even if she doesn't consciously think about you right away, her brain may process it as she enters the dream state. Why this message works so well creates anticipation. By suggesting the possibility of you appearing in her dreams, you give her something to think about as she falls asleep. This increases the chances of you lingering in her thoughts, even if she doesn't dream about you. Encourages a response the next day. The subtle call to action, "Let me know tomorrow," provides an easy and natural reason for her to continue the conversation in the morning. If she dreams about you, she'll likely be intrigued. If she doesn't, she might still play along just to keep the flirtation going. Feels light-hearted and effortless. There's no pressure in this message. It's casual, charming, and leaves room for interpretation. Even if she doesn't respond directly, she'll still remember that you were thoughtful enough to send it. Subtly positions you as someone special. Dreams are deeply personal, and by even suggesting that you might be in hers, you elevate your presence in her mind. You're not just another text, you're someone who lingers in her thoughts, even as she sleeps. The underlying psychology. The brain tends to focus on suggestions that are placed just before sleep, a state when the subconscious is more active. By gently implying that she might dream of you, you increase the chances that she'll associate you with her late-night thoughts. Whether she dreams of you or not, she's now conditioned to link you with a feeling of warmth and curiosity at the end of her day. Final thought. This message isn't just a good-night text, it's an invitation for her mind to wander toward you. And the best part? If she responds the next day saying she did dream about you, that's an open door to a deeper, more intriguing conversation. Number 5. A subtle, playful influence on her morning. Sleep well. But if you wake up tomorrow with an unexplained smile, you'll know who caused it. This message is effortlessly charming, leaving just the right amount of mystery while subtly suggesting that you have an influence on her emotions, even in her sleep. It's a simple yet powerful way to plant yourself in her thoughts as she drifts off, ensuring that even her subconscious associates you with positive feelings. Why this message works so well? It creates a lasting impression. This message doesn't just end the conversation for the night. It lingers in her mind as she falls asleep and even when she wakes up. By tying yourself to a positive subconscious reaction, a smile, you subtly suggest that you're already affecting her emotions in a good way. It plays on curiosity and intrigue. The phrase, "You'll know who caused it," leaves room for her imagination to wander. Was it because of something you said? Was it because she dreamed about you? The ambiguity works in your favor, keeping her engaged. It makes her subconsciously associate you with happiness. Even if she doesn't wake up with an actual smile, she'll remember your message and might find herself smiling anyway. The power of suggestion can be incredibly effective in creating emotional connections. It encourages a response the next day. This message provides a perfect excuse for her to text you in the morning. If she does wake up smiling, she might play along. If she doesn't, she might still mention it, just to keep the playful energy going. Either way, it opens the door for further conversation. The psychological angle. People tend to respond positively to subtle priming, especially when it's tied to emotions. By implying that she'll wake up happy because of you, you reinforce a positive association between yourself and her mood. Over time, this can make her look forward to your messages and interactions as she begins to subconsciously link you with happiness and comfort. Final thought. This message isn't just about saying goodnight. It's about leaving her with a thought that carries over into the next day. It's light-hearted, confident, and subtly influential. Whether she wakes up smiling or not, she'll remember the message. And more importantly, she'll remember you. Number 6. The most powerful and inviting goodnight text. Good night. Or, if you find yourself unable to sleep while thinking about interesting things, feel free to write me. This message is more than just a goodnight text. It's an open door, an irresistible invitation wrapped in intrigue. Unlike the usual well wishes for a restful sleep, it acknowledges the possibility of sleeplessness in a way that makes her want to stay awake, thinking about you. Why this message works so well? It creates an open loop in her mind. The phrase, "if you find yourself unable to sleep," subtly plants the idea that she might struggle to sleep. And what's more compelling than knowing she can reach out to you if she does? This makes her more likely to dwell on thoughts of you, whether or not she messages you. It frames you as someone worth thinking about. By mentioning interesting things, you indirectly suggest that your conversations, your presence, and even just the thought of you could be one of those things. You're subtly placing yourself in her late-night thoughts without forcing the idea. It encourages late-night intimacy. Some of the deepest, most meaningful conversations happen late at night when the world is quiet and emotions feel more amplified. This message invites her into that space with you, without pressure, but with the perfect opportunity. It gives her a reason to reach out. If she can't sleep or is simply in the mood to chat, you've already given her an excuse to text you. It removes hesitation, making it easy for her to engage without overthinking. It makes you the exception. Most people just say good night and leave it at that. But this message subtly suggests that your connection is different, that even after saying good night, you're still there if she wants to talk. That kind of attention and availability, without being overly eager, makes an impact. The psychological hook people tend to focus on unresolved possibilities, especially when they're alone with their thoughts at night. By leaving your message open-ended, you let curiosity and emotion do the work. Even if she doesn't reply, she might find herself lying awake, wondering if she should have. And that's powerful. Final thought. This is more than a casual good night. It's an invitation into a deeper connection, wrapped in effortless charm and confidence. If she does text back, you've just unlocked an intimate late-night conversation. If she doesn't, you've still planted a thought that lingers. Either way, you win.